It's funny how a simple, throwaway conversation can sometimes completely flip your perspective on a place. That's exactly what happened to me on a weekend trip to Kuala Lumpur, and it unlocked something really special about the city's unique soul. It all kicked off with this one simple question. I was chatting with a property agent, just making small talk really. But his answer, well, it revealed what makes Kuala Lumpur, or KL as everyone calls it, so different from pretty much any other big city out there. So picture this. I'm showing a couple of friends from Japan around the city. They're actually thinking about relocating, so they wanted to get the real vibe of the place. Not the tourist stuff, but the actual rhythm of daily life. We were on a mission. So I asked the agent, how's the market? Is there movement? And this is what he says. It's okay. Just like that. A super casual, very Malaysian answer. And at first you might think, well, that doesn't sound very exciting. But trust me, that one little phrase says so much more than a long-winded explanation ever could. So let's really unpack what okay means here, because it's the key to understanding KL's character. You wouldn't normally hear that word and think thriving market, but in this city, it's actually a sign of something incredibly powerful and stable. See, here's the thing. Okay means the market is healthy. It's not in some crazy overheated bubble, but it's definitely not crashing either. It just works. There's this constant, reliable flow of people moving in and out. It's predictable, and that's its strength. And here's the proof in the pudding. If you have a property in a good spot, it'll get rented out in a month or two. Even the less attractive units, they're usually filled within 4 months. The big takeaway is that the market just keeps moving. It always clears. There's a real rhythm to it. And check out who's actually moving in. It's a truly global crowd. You've got people from Japan, Korea, China, the US, parts of Africa, all choosing to make KL their home base. This incredible diversity is a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so this leads us to something I find fascinating, a kind of paradox. It's what you see when you compare the hard population data with how the city actually feels when you're on the ground. First, just take in this number. The greater KL metro area, what they call the Klang Valley, has a population of 8.8 million people. That is a lot of people. And to put that into perspective, that's a full quarter of the entire country's population, all concentrated in this one urban area. Now, usually, when you hear a number like that, you expect chaos, right? Traffic jams, constant stress, feeling squeezed. But KL, it's the exact opposite. It feels spacious. It feels open. Life there just moves at a more human pace. It's this mega city that somehow forgot to be stressful. And hey, if you need more proof that this unique combo works, get this. For 15 years in a row, Japanese expats have voted Kuala Lumpur as their #1 place to live abroad. That's not a fluke. They're drawn to a city that offers all the opportunities without squeezing the life out of you. So let's pull all these threads together because it all builds toward this core idea of what Kuala Lumpur really offers people. When you mix it all together, that steady, okay market, the global population, that feeling of space, and the relaxed pace of life, you get what I call the KL formula. And what does that formula produce? It's actually beautifully simple. Unlike so many other big cities that feel like they're closing in on you, Kuala Lumpur gives you room. And I don't just mean physical room. It's deeper than that. It's mental space. It's the room to actually think, the space to grow your career or your business, and the freedom to maybe even reinvent yourself. It's a city that gives you permission to try something new. So what's the big lesson here? This story about one city in Southeast Asia actually tells us something universal about how to spot change in the world. These little movements, people deciding to relocate, to start something new, these are the currents that shape our future. If you pay attention, they show you how cities are evolving and where the next big opportunities are taking shape way before it ever becomes front-page news. And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. Every city has its own personality, its own formula. So the question is, what kind of space does your city offer you? What room does it give you to think, to grow, and to maybe become the next version of yourself?